All right, perfect. It is being recorded. So thank you everyone for joining. This quick meeting is just to go over the Sprint 7 OM demo that was missed during our monthly sprint demo. I'm going to quickly pull up our Teams environment and start sharing my screen. All right, so if we go into files, I'm going to pull up the Sprint 7 summary. Okay, so primarily what we will be going over today with Anthony is what was completed for 12.1. There is a lot, so I'm going to pass this over to Anthony at this time, and then take it from there.
Sure, thanks. Let me just bring my screen up here. Okay, hopefully you can all see that there. So I'm just going to run through what was done for 12.1 for the long structures in OM. So I'll take you through, I'll start off with showing what we showed at the end of Sprint 6, and that'll lead into what got done in Sprint 7. So I'll start off. So what we'll do is we'll bring in our work program. So we'll actually take the treatments that came out of BA, and we'll import those into OM to be able to be used. So I'm just going to do the year 2020, just to limit how many we're bringing in for now. And I'll import all treatments, or you're able to filter down there if you only want to bring in certain treatments. So once I hit OK, it's actually going to read in that program. So you're going to see here, this is just going to be a preview of what's going to be brought into the OM system. So we can see all the work, the asset name, the estimated cost, and it's just proposed some dates. So for this example, it's not actually going to accept those dates. It's going to import them with no dates. Those will be set up later on. So we'll go ahead and save that. So now it's going to go through and it's going to actually commit all of these as work into the backlog inside of DTIM's OM. So we'll just leave that for a second and let that finish.
It's a good thing I didn't start generating strategies this morning for bridges. Oops.
Okay, there we go. So they've all been imported. You can see in the bottom right corner here, there was 137 of them. So now if I go back to the main page, and if I load up my long structure activities, so these are all the treatments, the work activities that have been imported. Now I can see them all on the map here, where they are, and I'm able to interact with those now. So the next thing I'll do is I will create a work order so I can start grouping these into a work order to be completed. So I'll load up my work orders and I'll set that as active so I can interact with that. So we have no work orders in the system right now. So I'll go ahead and create my first one. Yeah, and I'll go ahead and I'll just give this a name of June 2020 demo, just so we know which one it is. I'll go ahead and I will assign that to myself. And for now, I won't actually put any work into this. I'll just go ahead and commit that. So now what's going to happen is it's going to commit that work order. There's no actual work grouped into it yet. So the next thing we want to do is add work to that work order. So we can do that here with the task finder. So if I hit find task, I'm able to filter down by things like different task types, due date ranges, the asset that the task is actually applied to. For now, I'm just going to hit next. I won't actually add any filters. Let me try that one more time. I need to log in again. Sorry, let me do this. Oh, someone must be doing something. Sorry about that. Just give me 1 second here.
Jeff, are you running those strategies?
I got kicked off, it looks like, so I'll just
I swear to God, I'm not doing anything. I'm not running anything. I'm not trying to sabotage Anthony's demo.
The timing is questionable.
I promise. I had an internet glitch. I got kicked off for a second, so maybe that's something similar.
Let me just give this a second. I restarted it there. Okay, we are back in. So let me just go back to this work order that I was in the middle of adding. So the task finder, I'll find existing tasks. I'll do a search for those. So here's all the existing tasks in the system. So really right now, all these are is the treatments that we've imported from BA. So now I can select any number of these and add them into the work order. So I'll just go ahead and I'll select, let's say this rehab here. And as you select them, if you want to kind of verify where they are or group things together, we can hit view on map, and we can actually see here on the map where these this work is going to be performed. So I just hit done. It's going to add that to the work order. We can see right now that the status is open of that task that we're going to be completing. So I'll go ahead and I'll save that. And as that saves, that's gonna, right now it's gonna run through a workflow like we had designed, we had shown before, where when you actually add a task or a treatment to the work order, it's actually gonna change the status. So we can see here now we have, in the bottom left, we have one task inside of this work order and it's planned. And then if we jump back over to the here, we can see that it's planned as well. One other thing that happened is here I have an email. It came through. So I can see that this happened when I initially assigned it. So the June 2020 demo was assigned to me. There's a link in here. I can click it. It'll take me right there so I can review what's been done. So it'll just take me to this page here. So I'll hop back out to the main page again. And I'll switch off from my work order. So now I'm interacting with my long structure activities again. So I'll take just this one long structure activity here. And this is the other way that we can group them into work orders. Is we can click them on the map, we can draw a box, we can select multiple ones, and we can hit add to work pack. So now I can see that I'm adding this work order to a work pack. I have this one available. You can see that the progress 0 of 1. So I'll just go ahead and I'll hit done. Now we've added a second activity to this work order. So if I go back to the task finder, I can see that we've added this open activity. Now I'll go ahead, I'll commit that. So once this activity actually commits, page is going to reload, and now I can see I have 2 planned work activities within my work order. And just jumping back over here, we can see that it's been changed to planned. once all the work's been done, we can go in and we can complete these tasks individually. But just for this demo, I'll go ahead and I'll complete this work order. We'll say that we've gone through, we've actually done all of the work inside of the work order. I'll go ahead and save that. And now what this is going to do is it's going to run through another workflow that we had gone through and designed before. And what this is going to do is, whereas before it set the statuses to planned when they were put into an open work order, when we have tasks inside of a work order that becomes completed, all of the inner tasks are going to become completed as well. And what it's also doing is it's committing that work back into DTIMS BA so that we can use that in the future. So now I'll just hop over to this tab where it's DTIMS BA here. And I will load up our table with the structures work completed. So we've gone through, we've said that that work is completed. Now it's asking me to log in here again. Sorry, just 1 second again. It kicked me out one more time. And once we get back in here, we should be able to see the work that was completed. Yep, and there it is. So it's actually taken this work that was completed here. If I jump back, I can see now that there's 2 items completed within this work order that I've added. If I go back to the task finder, I can see both have been flagged as completed. The work order itself is completed, and it's taken that data and it's pushed it back into DTIMS BA. So now that can be accessed by things like the analysis and used there. So we actually have the costing information, the treatment type. I didn't actually go in and set the start date and end date, but if those were set on the activities themselves, we'd have that information as well. So we could have the year that this work was completed. And that's it for what was completed in Sprint 7. Is there any questions or anything about the work?
Yeah, Anthony, this is Chad. Just a question: when you're selecting the different work activities to bring them into a work order, is there a function to kind of like look at the map and click on 3 or 4 that might be in one area to grab them into to develop a work order, or to do some sort of maybe like a regional grab, like a county or some sort of polygon method to bring them in?
Not regional, no, but there is a way to select multiple ones from the map. So there's a multi-select option down here in the bottom right. So I can go ahead and I can select multiple ones. So as I click through, it's selecting multiple ones. And now if I hit add to work pack, it's going to add 3 at a time, or the 3 that I selected.
Okay, cool. And this is probably just a something that we iron out with maybe some of the user acceptance testing, but I noticed some of your dates were like day, month, year. It's probably not a big deal to put that into a month, day, year format, right?
Yeah, so that should follow your browser settings. So my browser has been set up to show it that way.
Got it. Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
All right, I'm just going to step in and ask if there are any other questions or concerns before I jump into the sprint summary and just try to wrap this up.
Yeah, so just, this is Rick, just so I'm understanding this. So Anthony, what you've done is you've taken items that were identified in the BIA side as part of the programming and put them through the work order workflow. If this were a bridge maintenance scenario where, you know, something that was less than a programmed project were necessary, we would build this work order based on those bridge maintenance tasks that you had shown, right?
Yeah, so you're talking about bridge maintenance if it didn't come from the work program from BA. Is that what you're referring
Correct.
to?
Correct.
Yeah. So if you wanted to do that, I'll just show you here quickly. So we can actually view all our bridges here inside of the OM system. So I'll just load those onto the map here. And then from these bridges, we can select one and we can actually raise a work activity, create a work activity from that. And that's how we can start populating the actual maintenance work that's not coming from DTIM's BA into the system. So once
Okay.
I would raise this here, save it, and then that work would show up in the backlog along with all of the other work from the construction program.
Okay. And so this would be just to kind of put it in the vernacular, this would be how a defect would be identified and raised, correct?
This is how, yeah, you would add more work into the backlog. But yeah,
Okay.
if it were a defect, I'll just hit the button here and I'll show you. So you can come in here and we're actually able to pick what type of work will need to be done.
Okay, perfect. Thank you.
And we can assign that to people, set dates, things like that.
Awesome. Now, so when the work got completed on the program stuff, the costing came out of the BA. Is there? Oh, there is right there. Never mind. I'm looking at it. Ignore me. I see the estimated cost. Thank you.
Yes. So the way that works in the example I showed is when it comes out of BA, it uses the cost by default that comes out of BA.
Yeah.
That's able to be changed after if for whatever reason that costing changes, but that's what it's going to default to.
Perfect. Thank you.
Perfect. Good questions, Rick. Anything else?
Now, part of the next work package or work plan items is to try to get the integration with MATS going so that. Yes, you can't hear me.
Jeff, I think we lost you.
Okay, so part of the next work package is to do the MATS integration. So hopefully we'll be able to reach out to MATS, pull some type of identification from MATS that has the actual cost of the project or recorded cost of the project so that we can put that actual cost into BA when the record is written back into BA. So that's part of an upcoming sprint to be able to do that. So we'll have to start our discussions with the MATS team to see how that integration is going to be possible.
Okay. Duly noted. Hey, Lori, that sounds like you and me need to put our heads together.
Yep, it does. So I have a question for Jeff. Will it now track the estimated cost and those actual costs back into BA?
Once we're able to actually get that integration facilitated, then yes, we can have the estimated cost and the actual cost recorded in BA.
Okay, great.
That's a good idea, Karen, because right now there's just one cost, but certainly two would be better, what we estimated and what we actual.
Perfect, thank you.
All right. Great questions all around. I'll do one last roundtable, I guess. If there are any other questions or concerns. Anthony, great work, but I think you can just stop sharing your screen. I'm going to start sharing mine. All right, perfect. So let me put this up here. I'm hoping everyone can see my screen now.
Yes.
Awesome, thank you, Chris. So Anthony did go over a lot of actual functional use of what was done from Sprint 6 to Sprint 7, but just for everyone else that needs, I guess, just to see the verbiage, it has all been listed here. So all the activity that he had completed was broken down into functions. The remaining activity for the OM component of long structures is with respect to the MATS integration. So aside from that, I will do a quick roundtable, see if there's any questions or concerns, starting with yourself, Chad. Anything from your end?
No, thank you, man. I'm set.
Perfect. Karen, anything from your end?
No, thank you.
Awesome. Lori?
No, I'm all set.
Sweet. Rick, sorry, I jumped you, but Lori was next in the list.
No, that's quite all right. Quite all right. No, I'm all set. Thank you. Nice job, Anthony.
Yeah, awesome, Anthony. And Chris?
I'm good. Thank you.
Perfect. Anything from the internal team at Dean, Anthony?
No, nothing from me.
Thank you.
No, nothing from me.
Perfect, Anthony. And Jeff?
I'm good, thank you.
Awesome. I will have this loaded to the Sprint 7 demo folder. Aside from that, thank you so much for your time today, guys, and have a wonderful weekend.
Thanks, folks.
Yes,
Have a
thank
nice
you.
weekend.
Thank you.
Thanks very much.